Welcome to Wofoy TV. Thank you for stopping by my channel to watch my videos. If you're new to my channel, please go ahead and hit the subscribe button so that whenever I drop new videos, you will be here to watch it. And if you've been coming to my channel and have never subscribed, please subscribe so that you don't miss any of my good videos. All right. So today I'm going to talk about the things that could get you disqualified from the green card lottery, or the DV lottery, which is diversity visa lottery. All right. So far I've made videos, some few videos about this year, 2021. The DV lottery cycle will be for 2023. All right. So if you're preparing to be part of the DV lottery, then you need to pay attention to these things so that you don't get disqualified. So the DV lottery process is just, you submit application online during the opening period, which is about a month, and then computer makes the selection, and in May the following year they start, you have to go and check to see if you were selected or you won the lottery, and then from there you can begin your application process. There are requirements that you have to meet to be able to take part of this lottery. The thing is that because this thing is done, process is done online, the computer cannot tell whether you're lying about being able to meeting all the eligibility requirements or the things that you intentionally omitted in the application process. And if you have more questions and you want to know the things that you're supposed to do, what you shouldn't do, what will get you disqualified, please refer to the official DV, whether DV2022, DV2023, the DV year instructions, and they will list them all there. All right, but I've come up with things that could get you disqualified. So know that, as I said, because it's computerized, the computer may not be able to tell whether you are the age that you said you are, that your passport number, whether it's correct or not, that you graduated from high school or not. You are responsible for the information that you're putting in there, and you should be able to back up that information that you put in. So these are the things that could get you disqualified. All right. The first thing that could get you disqualified will be not meeting the education eligibility. The education eligibility is for you to have completed successful completion of 12-year secondary education. So if you were able to complete secondary school or senior high school, then you meet the requirement. If you're not using the education eligibility requirement, then the other option is for you to use work experience. If you didn't finish high school or you didn't finish senior secondary school, and then you wanted to, or you didn't finish secondary education, but you're going to use your work experience to meet the requirement, but then you don't have, your work is not eligible. So let's say your work does not meet the special vocational preparation number or ranking or rating of 7 or higher, then you are not eligible. So that will get you disqualified because you don't have the education, and then the work experience, your job does not meet the requirement for the DV lottery. Okay, so if your work does not meet the requirement and you didn't finish high school or secondary school, then you're going to be disqualified even if you are selected as a winner. The next thing will be forgery. If your senior secondary school education certificate, if there's any forgery on there, that could get you disqualified. So if you submit any documentation that is forgery, whether it's your work experience, you're claiming that you work for companies and they don't exist, you're claiming a job that you obviously do not have the skill set for. If you present any document that appear to be a forged document, then you're going to be disqualified. The other thing that could get you disqualified, there are two things that could get you disqualified that fall under not following instructions. So if you don't follow instructions, there are two things that you could possibly get disqualified for. One of them is that You are married and you decide to state that you are unmarried. Basically, you're single. So you are married, but you decided not to include your wife or your husband. You have children, you decide to say that you don't have children. And you are not divorced, but you decide to say you're divorced, even though at the time of the process, whether you were going through a divorce at the time, you were not legally divorced. So you should have included your spouse. You should have included your children. So if you don't include them on the application, this is something that is stated in the instructions, then you're going to be disqualified. The other thing of not following instructions will be the passport. It asks you for a passport number, and in the instructions it says unexpired passport that is valid for 6 months or beyond from the time that you intend to depart from your country. So basically, make sure that your passport is valid for at least 6 months. So at the time of you submit your application, you put in the wrong passport number, that is automatic disqualification. You may still be selected as you won, but then when you go for the interview, they will tell you that you're a DQ. You've been disqualified because you put in the wrong. And this is very important because they state that in the instructions that put in the wrong passport number, whether it's mistype or whatever reason, they are not going to accept any reason. They're just going to disqualify you from the application process. All right. If you are inadmissible to the United States. So basically, let's say that you've been deported in the United States, whether it was through, immigration court, or whether you got to the point of entry at the airport and the customs, took your passport, cancel it, put you on another flight, and then tell you or put the stamp that says that you are barred from the United States, whether for 1 year, 3 years, 5 years, 10 years. If you have any of these restrictions that says that you cannot enter the United States until this time is passed, or it could be that you are a J1 visa, a visa holder that says that after you're done your education in the United States, you're supposed to go back to your home country for 2 years before you can come back to the United States. If you win the lottery, it will not cancel that restriction. So any restriction that you have against you for coming to the United States, it still holds. The DV lottery will not nullify that. Okay? So I hope that you guys can, take this into consideration when you're applying for DV lottery. So I've talked about the things that could get that if you do anything, and this is regardless of how your interview goes. If you may be great at interviewing, you know that you get all your answers correct. No, if you're inadmissible, there's nothing that you can do about it. You just have to wait until the time has passed before you can even try to get a visa to come to the United States. Okay? If you're inadmissible, then maybe your spouse and your children, your spouse may be the one to apply for the lottery, so that when they win, they can still put you on there. But then when they win, they and the kids are going, you cannot go with them. And then if you don't meet the high school requirement, don't waste your time to apply the DV lottery. Or if you don't have the approved work experience that is acceptable for this process, you need to have at least one of them. If you don't, then you're not going to be accepted for this program. The other thing, one last thing that I wanted to add would be not meeting the country eligibility. Okay, so in the process, even though your country may not be eligible, you could use that of the country of your spouse. Or if you were born in another country, that country is eligible, but your parents are not from there, or they were not permanent residents at the time of your birth, you can use that country as your eligibility. So let's say that you are filling the DV lottery application, and then you pick a random country knowing that you are not from there, but then it will allow you to go through the process, then you'll be disqualified. If you put in the wrong date of birth intentionally to circumvent the system to get you to have multiple entries, if this is found, you'll be disqualified. All right, so I hope that all of these tips will help you know how to go about the DV lottery, and be careful and operate within the parameters that are given. All right, so guys, if you enjoy my videos, follow me on Facebook, Wofoy TV. That is the only official Facebook page for this platform. There are other groups that I'm affiliated with. That will be Greek Lottery Africa. We welcome anybody. You can be there, but please don't spam us in that group. Everything has to be about immigration. If it's not about the immigration or lottery, please don't post anything that may not be helpful for the members in that group. Just be also respectful. Another group that I'm affiliated with would be Greek Lottery Ghana. If you're a Ghanaian or you just want to be in another extra group for Greek Lottery, you can join that. We welcome everybody. And then another group that I'm affiliated with will be Greek Lottery-USA in bracket Zambia. And that group, the admin is awesome. They've been around longer than my platform. So if you have questions, you want to know, please join all of these groups, because you will get variety of information. Something that may be shared in one group may not be shared in the other. So we want to make sure that you don't miss any information that was maybe shared in one group that you didn't get them. All right, and then you can join Moving to America /Wofoy TV. That is that group is for immigration. So if you're looking at something other than Greek Lottery, let's say student visa, other immigration processes, you can join that group. It's DIY. One thing that I wanted to add is that I'm not an immigration attorney. If you're looking for legal advice with regards to your immigration process, then you talk to immigration lawyer. I'm not the person to talk to. All right, so all the advice, the stuff that I share on my platform are based on my personal experience, my interpretation of the procedures, my experience, things that I've gone through, my family, my friends, and that's what I share on this channel. All right, so I love you guys for all the support that you have given me so far. It's more than anything that I could imagine. I love you. Please like, share, comment, and subscribe. If you have any critique, put it down there. If you have any recommendations, put it down there. If you have questions, put it down there. All right, so please share, subscribe. I'll see you guys on my next video. Bye bye.